Kevin Johnson. This is Evergreen Growth Journey, and tonight is Salsa Night. I harvested some tomatoes and some peppers from my garden in the last couple of days. I just got back from a trip to South Carolina, so my garden was sitting there for about a week with nobody tending it. So when I went out there, found lots of tomatoes, peppers. I had some onions, but smaller ones, so these aren't from the garden. I have some limes planted, but I don't have those growing yet, and my cilantro all dried up, so I had to add a few ingredients from the grocery store. But what I'm planning to make tonight is a pico de gallo and a roasted salsa roja. So I'm going to do one that's cooked and one that's not cooked. So never made either one of these, and yeah, just doing the gardening, growing things on my own, and then trying to learn how to cook them. So welcome if anybody wants to join me for this little adventure. Hopefully this works out okay. All right, so we'll start with the roasted. So we'll get our peppers ready. It's going to let's see. Got my directions here. So cut the onion into thick wedges, split 2 to 3 tomatoes in half, and leave the peppers whole or halved if using large bell peppers. So I'm not doing large bell peppers. So we'll save that one. No, it's not supposed to have oil. It's supposed to be dry. Ah, gotcha. Wife's giving me some pointers here. Yeah, the directions say no oil, but yes, they do. All right, so we will add oil. There we go. All right. We'll add in a couple of our jalapeno peppers and a nice poblano pepper. And we need to cut an onion into large wedges. Yeah, we'll get some sizzle going in a second. All right. Let's get going. Oh, here we go. We got some sizzle. And I want to add a little bit of garlic as well. All right, this is going to smell delicious. Okay. All right, so if you're just joining, I'm harvesting a few things from my garden. Ooh, it's going to be some loud sizzle. So I got the peppers and the tomatoes from my garden. And what I'm doing is a roasted salsa roja, and I'm also doing a pico de gallo while these roast. So let's go ahead and get the pico de gallo going. All right, so never made any of this, so this is the first time trying to make it. So wish me luck. Thanks for joining me. The whole point of this channel is I'm learning to be a farmer in the next 3 years. When I retire at 55, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. But it's going to be more of changing careers to being a farmer. But I've worked in cybersecurity my whole adult life, so I don't have those farming skills yet. So I'm trying to learn how to grow things, and then if I'm growing all these things, I'm trying to learn how to cook them. So that's the point of these cooking chats. It gives me a chance to share my learning experience, trying to learn how to cook the things I'm growing. So, yeah, just dicing up some tomatoes. And as you can see, I'm not a professional cook here. But I think I proved the point that anybody can learn how to cook. I'm starting this with very minimal skills, but I'm learning as I go, and just sharing that experience. So as I'm making mistakes, people can learn from my mistakes. hopefully you can avoid some of the same ones. Actually, one of the mistakes I think I'm making right now is when I'm doing these tomatoes, I think it's you're supposed to scoop out the insides so that you're not getting all the juicy parts in there as much. Let's give that a try. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot to put my tomatoes in there as well, didn't I? Let's get a couple of our, let's get 3 of our tomatoes roasting in there as well. So I've cut the tomatoes in half and just add them in. All right. I got some tomatoes in there sizzling away. Oh, it's looking delicious. Yeah, the peppers are starting to blacken. Nice. All right. And let's get one more of our tomatoes ready for the Pico de Gallo. We'll see if my family is willing to experiment and try to eat some of my food tonight. I've had some success with them eating my food. Other things they're not so sure about. But I'm loving the sound that this is making. Hopefully the mic's picking that up. These tomatoes don't seem like there's a whole lot in there that I need to scoop out, so I'm just going to go with just dicing them up. We'll see how this goes. Like I said, this is the first attempt at making it, so there we go. Looking good. All right. And I've got another pepper to put in there. If I want family to eat this, I don't want to make it too spicy or too much, so I'm going to get most of the seeds out. I'm going to leave some, though. Okay, we'll just get the core out, and we'll leave whatever seeds end up staying in there. All right. Yeah, I probably should have cut some of that poblano pepper to add in here as well. But that's all going into the salsa. Okay. We'll get this one. All right, so this is the first time I've had much success growing any peppers. Last year was the first year I did any gardening. And yeah, just couldn't really seem to get any peppers to grow. Got a couple of bell peppers, that was about it. But yeah, this year they're coming along pretty good. I'm getting some poblano. I did some like a spicy pepper mix, so it's just different varieties. Oops. And then, I've got the green, orange, the red, the yellows. Try to get as many colors out there as I could. All right, and then let's add in some cilantro. Using stems and the leaves on this. So we'll dice that up. Add that in. Need to work on my knife skills. When I started this channel, it was the middle of winter, so my knife skills were more target practice than cutting food. And if you look back on the channel, this is kind of like a garden and farming related channel, but started in January for a New Year's resolution, which didn't leave much room for gardening. Add just a little bit more there. So yeah, I was doing a target for axe and knife throwing in the garage. Built a nice target for that, but I haven't been able to do that for the summertime because my daughter had some furniture out there. She was moving into her first apartment, so we bought a few things. We had to move down to South Carolina that, and they kind of lived in the garage for a few months. So since that's where my axes and knives were at, I couldn't really toss them because I didn't want to destroy her furniture if I missed. which I miss quite a bit. All right, so let's see. We've got our Pico de Gallo going. Let's give these another little stir there. Make sure we're not burning one spot. Oh, it's looking good. Okay. So for our Pico de Gallo, oh, still got to do the onion. Yep. Get my onion here. We'll get some of that off of there. Yeah, I'm sure if there's any actual people that know how to cook watching this, you're probably just cringing at my knife skills. But I'll get better. There we go. Get some onion in there. Right. Yeah, so mostly what I've been doing is I'm trying to do these every other week. I typically do them on Sunday nights, but since I had a Weird Al Yankovic concert that I went to last night, I had to move this to tonight. All right. Oh, nice. Oh, I'm making a roasted salsa roja and some pico de gallo. So, yeah, learning how to garden. The goal is to become a farmer in the next 3 years. So I'm learning how to cook the things that I'm growing in the garden for now. Just trying to learn as many skills as I can related to food. Growing it, cooking it, eventually marketing it. You know, if I'm going to have a farm and actually have it as an income, then yeah, I need to learn how to, I don't know, grow things that people want, figure out how to process them, figure out what the good qualities are in the foods that I'm growing. So, there we go. That's looking pretty good. All right. So we have our onions, our cilantro, our tomatoes, and our peppers in there. So let's add in some lime. We'll squeeze some of that in there. Oh, it smells really good once you put that lime in there. Oh, there's so many good smells right now, from the roasting vegetables to the lime and peppers and tomatoes and everything right here. Oh, it's gonna be a delicious meal. Okay. And I think this is where I need to add in a pinch of cumin. Checking my recipe here. Yeah, so for the pico de gallo, okay, dicing up raw tomatoes, onions, peppers, and then we'll toss them into a clear bowl, squeeze fresh lime juice over them. Got cilantro in there. We need to add some salt. And what else do we need in there? I know at some point I've got cumin in there. Ah, that's for the other one. Okay. All right, so I think we're at the point where we're mixing. So this is our pico de gallo. And then from what I was reading on this one, this has to be chilled in the refrigerator for about 2 hours to kind of let everything, I don't know, the combinations of things mix together. Let it, let the salt and the tomatoes do their thing. Let the onions do their thing. And then that is going to be delicious in a couple of hours. Hopefully. Why did I chop them? First time I'm making this, I'm kind of following a recipe I looked up online, so hopefully it's telling me the right things to do. All right, I think these are about ready. Well, the onion and garlic's definitely ready. Looks like tomatoes are looking pretty good. And yeah, all my peppers look blackened, so I think this is the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is take all the blackened vegetables out of the skillet, and then we get them into the blender. I'm going to be using a food processor, so let me grab another scoop here. All right, let's go ahead and start scooping. Go ahead and turn off the heat. Get everything over here into the food processor. Now I'm thinking with the peppers, if I'm doing this following the directions, they're going straight in, which means all the seeds will be in there. So this will be a little bit spicier. I'm okay with that. All right. And there goes our sizzle. If I can get the last onion out of there. There we go. Okay, so let's move this over so we can see this a little bit better. All right, and get ready for the noise. We're just gonna be pulsing it, but it might be a little noisy for you. I want it chunky, not mixed all the way up, so I think that's about right. Oh, that looks good. Lots of good chunks in there. Oop, excuse that noise. All right, this bowl is quite large now. Let's go ahead and get that in there. All right, we'll pour it in. I think it's probably a little bit too chunky. I have to pull some of those pieces out of there. There we go. Pull that up. All right, it's looking good. All right, and then here's the test. Got my chips here. Oh yeah, it's really good. All right, so that is our roasted salsa roja. And that did turn out quite warm. It's really good. I'm liking the spicy. And even though the Pico de Gallo really needs to go into the fridge, so I'm going to give that a little taste as well. All right. We get a nice scoop there. Oh yeah. That's delicious. All right, well, that is my salsa night, trying to learn how to cook the things I'm growing in the garden. Yum. So we got our Pico de Gallo and our roasted salsa roja. So thank you for watching. I'm going to try to do these every other week on Sunday nights. This week it's a little off, have some travel and concert to go to. But yeah, I think this turned out pretty fun. I'm not sure how the live stream turned out, but the supper is going to be amazing. I'm going to enjoy eating this tonight. So thank you so much for watching. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Come back for more. I'm going to be doing these. Hopefully I get better over time. But nothing else, you get to enjoy me making mistakes and get a few laughs out of it, hopefully. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.